Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channel and the Wrestling Challenge Review Series for January 3rd, 1987. Thanks to Peacock, they've updated a few of these. Not as many as I'd like, but we add where we can and when we can. We've got over 1,300 audios available for your listening pleasure. Hope to become eventually the largest audio review series of pro wrestling that there is on YouTube or anywhere else. This is going to be a very abridged version of a review because this is basically a review of the year 1986. So it's basically highlights of angles. The Dream Team got defeated by the Rougeau brothers, much to the dismay of Johnny V, and also the Junkyard Dog taking out adorable Adrian Adonis. For the most part, this program is actually all highlights except for a couple of things, including but not limited to the nature of some, New Year's resolution promises. The coronation of the King Harley Race coming in midpoint in 86. They actually did a King of the Ring in the summer of same year, where they basically reached out there and did a coronation. I believe Foxborough Stadium was where they did it, 1985, late 85, early 86. I think it was 86. Anyway, we moved towards kind of New Year's resolution type little mini things. Hillbilly Jim saying he wants everyone to get more in touch with family. George the Animal Steel saying he wants more of Liz, obviously. The British Bulldogs, who won the Tag Team Championship for WrestleMania 2 over the original Dream Team of Beefcake and Valentine, basically are willing to challenge any team, Sheik and Volkov, Beefcake and Valentine, for rematches, the Hart Foundations, and they hyped that pretty well. As mentioned, this is a studio rehash for the most part. Highlights of Andre the Giant taking out everybody in the Battle Royal WrestleMania 2. Can't believe they used Andre in a way where it was just a throwaway Battle Royal. I guess the idea that he was going away to do Princess Bride and needed surgery might have contributed to the fact of giving him basic things. But Andre having that far a fall is kind of surprising. The highlights of Andre being reinstated re-airs from London. Jesse Ventura tries to get information from Andre the Giant as to why Bobby the Brain Heenan was his representative at the Jack Tunney reinstatement hearing. Junkyard Dog basically says he wants to win. Roddy wants to be more Roddy, and we've got the continuation of things. Hulk Hogan cuts a promo, basically says he took Bundy to the limit. He takes Andre to the limit. He takes or not Andre. Andre hasn't turned yet, but he takes Bundy to the limit. He took Orndorff out a few times. He fought everybody that he needed to fight, and Hogan continues to say that he's going to convert everyone to Hulkamania by the end of 1987, which probably, in reality, Hulkamania probably on fire for 1987. November 22nd, 1986 is the highlight here. We have covered that version of Superstars, but that is the day and time where Randy Savage takes out the larynx of Ricky the Dragon Steamboat with the bell, which leads to the build for and culmination of the beginning of the storyline that leads to WrestleMania 3 Savage and Steamboat. So think about that. That is a, December, January, February, March, 4-month storyline, almost 4.5 months. We see that in the back on that day, Bruno Sammartino gets involved. He comes out of retirement for a couple of matches, specifically in, I believe, New York, and I know one in Boston. That's a highlight there. The Snake Pit match between Jake Roberts and Ricky Steamboat and their battles with the Komodo Dragon are a highlight here. Ricky Steamboat can barely speak, but he promises to get revenge on Randy Savage in the upcoming weeks and months to come. Obviously, that would need to happen if they're going to build forward there. The highlights of the win for Randy Savage of the Intercontinental title at the Boston Garden, using what amounts to about a piece of wrapped steel wool, or at least that's what we're supposed to believe. And the turn of Danny Davis and the highlights there, which is culminated by the end of the year. That's a pretty big deal. They go back to the WrestleMania Battle Royal again, highlighting the fact that the benefit of the Tag Team Championships changing hands. They highlight Dream Teams getting beaten by the British Bulldogs. Bulldogs, if you think about it, did have a just about a 6 to 7, 8 month run there from April to January. So about 8 months, and ultimately, that's a pretty big deal. Captain Lou Albano retiring from active management is here. Hoss Funk wants to get his brand over and around. Then Hercules says he wants to challenge his strength and prove that no one is stronger than he is. We go into the jungles, so to speak, in order to gain more knowledge. The big event from Toronto in 1986 is highlighted here. Orndorff still considered a major threat. That pretty well dies by early 1987, but the Hogan-Orndorff thing is highlighted here, as is the destruction of the flower shop by Roddy Piper with a baseball bat. Piper leading to Adonis and going at Adonis at WrestleMania 3 in his retirement match, which lasts a couple of years. Wrestling retirements really don't matter. Jimmy Hart cuts a promo with adorable Adrian Adonis says he is professional wrestling. At this point, Adonis is wearing eye makeup and other such things. Then we go to a music video to close the program. But that's after the talk of banning the splash of Kamala. Kamala is shown in a highlight deal where he's splashing everyone both on the canvas and from the top rope, and then we go to the music video to close the program, though as mentioned, shorter than normal because this is a highlight video. But in any event, we've got 1,300 more. Check them out, and we'll be back with more right after this.